Hey guys, today I'm gonna be talking about the first time I went to a bar. Um, so it all started off like on a Friday night. Me, my buddy Seb, and another buddy Jess. My buddy Seb was just trying to convince us for a while to go, and we're like, sure, let's go. Uh, we tried to go to one, but they were closed, so we went to another one, thinking it was gonna be a younger crowd. It's the other way around. It was just a bunch of older people there. No one really was younger than 30 there, so we were like the young guys there, and I think the older ladies were just kind of checking us out. So we're just chilling at this little table. We walk in, we're chilling. We kind of notice everyone's looking at us. My buddy Jess is 6'8", so it's hard to miss him. People are gonna look, and we're just sitting there at first at the table when we get there, and we're kind of giggling like, fuck, it feels like we're not supposed to be in here, blah 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 blah. Then we we're like, okay, like let's get serious, let's get a drink. And we get drinks, and as we're walking up, I see this lady kind of eyeing my buddy just down, Mr. 6'8". She walks up to him and was like, hey, I bet girls probably suck your dick standing up. And my everyone kind of glances at her like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why would you say that? And my buddy kind of looks at her and just giggles in her face and kind of leaves it as that. She runs off or whatever, laughing. And we're like, all right, whatever. I guess that's the vibe, right? So we get our drinks, we sit back down to our table, and we're just hanging out. And we go outside, and we're just chilling out there for a bit. Then the security guard comes out, and he's like, yo, why don't your boys say nothing to that lady? And we're like, I don't know, bro. He was like, I'm nervous, blah 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 blah. So we're like, whatever, whatever. And he gives us like a few tips or whatever. The security guard giving us tips. We go back inside, and as we're going inside, my buddy notices this lady, and he was like, yo, I think that was our elementary bus driver. And I'm like, I'm not sure. And my other buddy goes, yeah, and I think that's our elementary teacher. Like, she taught us. And shortly after the teacher notices us, she's already tipsy. So she's like, oh, I know you guys, blah, blah, blah. Talking to Jess and Seb. But she looks at me and she nudges me. She goes, I don't know you. Like, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know you. You don't know me. She's like, no, seriously, did I teach you? And I'm like, no, you didn't. And as she's nudging me, she's spilling my drink all over. So we're like, oh, like, no, it's chill, it's chill. So we're like, all right, whatever. We caught up a little bit, or I guess they did. And we sit back down, but at a booth. And I'm like, what's her name? Talking to my buddies, like who we just talked to, the teacher, and they weren't telling me. So I kind of called her over. She walks over, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what's your name? She goes, oh, I'm Mrs. W. She's like, but you could call me Stacy. I'm like, okay, all right, uh, that's cool. Right after that, she like climbs into our booth and she's just chit chatting with us. Sorry, and was just like, oh, I'm recently divorced, blah blah blah, and I guess you could say we're raising her up, I guess. But she's like, oh, I have kids your age, almost your age, blah 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 blah. We're like, all right, like, I don't know. Then why are you why are you still sitting here? I guess. But she goes off and does another thing, and uh, and she eventually comes back, and she's just chatting with us again. And the bus driver lady, the bus driver lady, and the teacher, Mrs. W, came together, right? So she was just kind of hanging around, and she's behind our booth, and every younger lady that walks by is she gets their attention, and she's pointing at us like, yo, you should talk to these guys. And my buddy just like seen that and was like, yo, she's trying to get like girls to come sit with us. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, this can't be real. I thought it couldn't get any kind of crazier. they're playing live music at this spot. So they play a certain song. I forgot what song. Mrs. W was like, "All right, I'm gonna go dance," and she gets up there, she's dancing, and we're like, "All right, like that's cool." We go outside. We come back inside. I forgot what we did outside, but we went out and back in at our original table, and it's like right next to the dance floor. And as me and my buddy Jess sit down, Seb goes to grab a drink. And as he's grabbing a drink, they're dancing, wherever. Mrs. W is 2 feet away from our table, just shaking ass like crazy. And me and Jess are looking at each other like, what's going on? That's kind of insane, like this can't be real. And we we just end up sitting at the booth eventually again, and then the bus driver they was trying to get us to dance, and my buddy said no, but I was like, fuck it, I'll dance with you guys. So I'm on the dance floor with like 10 middle-aged ladies just dancing, you know. And Mrs. W is a good-looking lady, so uh, I didn't mind dancing with her. But as I look back at my buddies, like to be like, "Yo, is this real?" Mrs. W just starts shaking it all over me, and I'm like trying not to look, but I don't know. I'm just kind of looking away, look at my friends, like, "Yo, is this real? Is this real?" Um, then I can feel it kind of like break away. Then shortly after, I'm like, I think she could be here with a guy. I seen her talking to a guy earlier a bunch, so I like step away, and I see as I'm stepping away off the dance floor, this guy's climbing over booths because he's seen me with her. He's climbing over the booths, like stepping on the seats and jumping over to go be with her, and he races over to her and starts dancing with her, and I'm like, okay, like I had a feeling, but after that, we're gonna call it a night, and my buddy's closing out, my buddy Seb, older ladies were just kind of like asking him like, "Oh no way, you boys are 21," and they're all grabbing on his sleeve and stuff. And he finally goes outside because our ride comes to grab us, so he goes outside, and I'm waiting for my buddy Jess because I didn't want to leave him. This younger girl comes in, and she's like eyeing him down, like looked like she fell in love with him, because how tall he was. So, but he was just trying to close his tab and get out of there. So, and that was it. We kind of run up out of there and head home because it was just too much for us. But that's the story. For my first time at a bar, kind of nuts. I had an elementary school teacher shake her butt all over me. That was pretty cool. But yeah, guys, if you like this story time, I'll tell more. If you don't like it, I'm still gonna tell more. But alright, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do what you gotta do, So, alright, guys, thank you.